you could mute. Yeah, everyone's muted. Fab. Okay, nice to see you all. Yeah, as I was saying, Kaz has requested upper body opening, really, chest, shoulders, heart. My hair's wet, by the way, not greasy. I just had a shower. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just open the upper body, which is perfect for me. So I've been gardening today, so that kind of spinal extension feeling. So let's start lying down and coming into a back bend. So your choice, you can use a block or a bolster. We'll just begin with a supported chest opener. So my favorite, often after a day of leaning forward a lot, is the brick just behind, going crossways across the back, just kind of the upper rim of the block touching the lower rim of the shoulder blades. Or you could lie your bolster up your spine, or you could just use a pillow or something to slightly elevate. And if it doesn't feel good, sometimes when we first start the class, getting straight into a back bend for some of us is too much. So just lie on the floor if that's you. Don't put anything under your back. Okay, so get yourself comfortable. It might not feel massively comfortable to begin with, but as comfortable as you can with your support. Feel like you can trust your support, that you can release your body onto the supports that you've chosen. And we're just going to use this first posture to tune in. You can do what you like with the legs. I'm bending my knees, but you could have them straight out. You could have the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Whatever works for you. You can have another bolster under your knees. So let's just drop. Let's just drop into our bodies, out of our minds, into our bodies. Noticing, feeling where our body is at this evening. How is it feeling? And drop into your breath. Let's become more aware of your breath, fully aware of your breath. Relax your face and your jaw. Just pay particular attention to the front of the chest, the front of the shoulders where it merges with the chest, the pectoral muscle. See if we can allow the shoulder tips to drop with gravity towards the floor and allow this pectoral muscle, the upper chest, where it kind of merges with the shoulder, to elongate, stretch and open. It's very tight. So taking your inhale all the way up your spine, up to touch your pectoral muscles, your collarbones, stretch and open your body from the inside. Continue to breathe slow, deep breaths, just less than a minute, so around a minute more, just to give ourselves time to let this chest start to open. And then we're going to think about coming off our support. So probably the easiest thing to do for most of us is to just roll to one side because we're going to come back onto our backs. Remove your block and just lie back. Bend the knees if you haven't already. Feet on the floor. Just give yourself a few breaths here to just let the spine release back to its neutral curves. Just enjoy that sense of the back and the spine settling, resettling. And then when you're ready, we'll just take a full body stretch. So take the arms overhead, stretch the legs out. And just flex and point the feet a few times, just really feeling like we're lengthening the spine. And we'll just work a little bit with a side stretch. So just slide your left leg or left foot off the mat to the left. Right foot's going to join it. Maybe cross the right ankle on top of the left ankle. And then using your head as an extra limb, so kind of press down through the back of the head, lift up the back and walk it over to the left. It's a little bit awkward. Make sure your right buttock stays on the floor. Your right shoulder stays on the floor. I'm choosing to use my left hand to gently pull my right wrist up and over to the left, but you could just reach straight back with your hand. You could hold opposite elbow, whatever feels best for you. And just breathe into this right side of the body. Keeping the chest facing up to the ceiling, the belly facing up to the ceiling, buttocks sacrum on the floor, shoulder blades on the floor. Couple more slow, deep breaths. Okay, at the end of your exhale, just slide the right foot to the center, the left foot joins it. Use your head maybe, or find a way to just walk the torso back to the middle. Take a full body stretch in the middle, the center, centrally aligned through your body. And then we can slide the right foot off the mat, let the left foot join it, maybe hook the left ankle on top. And again, just walking the torso over to the right. It's never easy, that technique of shuffling the torso to the right, but using the back of your head can help. And then do whatever you did with your arms that you did on the other side. So my right hand's gonna just gently traction the left side by pulling up and slightly over to the right on that left wrist. Belly button and chest face the ceiling. Breathe into the stretch. And at the end of your exhale, left leg comes to the center, right foot joins it, torso comes back to the center. Take that full body stretch and just hug your right knee in towards the chest. Bring your hands forward, just give yourself a hug on the right side. Maybe circling the right ankle, pushing out through the left heel. And we're going to take it into a twist. So go gentle because we're just warming up. So maybe rest your right foot on your left thigh. We're going to use the left hand to draw the thigh across the body, reach the right hand away, looking over the right shoulder. Trying to drop that right shoulder blade towards the floor, getting a big opening around the right chest and shoulder, that pectoral area again. Deep breath. And then draw your belly back to the spine as you roll back to the center. Just stretch the right leg up to the ceiling and just hold whatever you can hold here. Maybe it's above the knee, below the knee. Maybe for some of you, it's even the foot. Just giving ourselves a moment with the lower body, Stretching out the hamstrings. Breathe. Keep that left leg active, pushing out through the heel toes to the shin, right toes to the right shin. And then release that right leg down, just take a moment. And then when you're ready, left knee is going to draw in. Give yourself a hug, push out through the right heel, maybe circle that left ankle. And then we'll go into our chest opening twist. So left leg, left foot on right leg, or just let it dangle if that's better for you. Use your right hand to draw the knee across. But if possible, let the left foot be supported, whether that's on the right leg or maybe on the floor, or if you've got a support handy, a bolster, slip it underneath that left foot or leg. Look over your left shoulder. And just focus on this left chest and shoulder blade. We're kind of dropping the left shoulder blade towards the floor as best we can, releasing the left shoulder blade, breathing into that left pectoral muscle, deep inhales all the way up to the left chest, upper chest. Inflate the upper chest with your breath. And at the end of your next exhale, draw that lower belly in, just gently come back to the center. Make sure you're centrally aligned again through the spine, and then take that left leg up towards the ceiling. You can have a bend in the back of the knee if you need, and we're just going to flex both feet and just hold whatever you can. Maybe you interlace your hands around the back of the thigh. Maybe some of you can reach the calf, possibly the foot. Don't force it. We're warming up. Push out through the right heel. Take some deep breaths. And then release. So just in your own time, just make your way to hands and knees. So maybe just roll to one side. Gently press yourself up. Coming to tabletop. Hands over the shoulders, knees under the hips. So we'll start to move the spine with the breath. When you're ready, just inhale your way into the cow, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhaling into the cat, tailbone under, stretch and open the space between the shoulder blades here. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy matching breath and movement. Sometimes when we get it just right, it's like the body and the breath become one. And the movement and the breath become one. And at the end of your next exhale, just returning to neutral. Option to stretch your left leg out to the side if you want an extra stretch on the inner thigh. The screen, so my left toes are pointing forward. And then we're gonna just pulse with the breath first of all. So we're gonna inhale, take the right hand up and look up, and exhale, feed it through towards that left foot, or you can have your left knee on the floor. And then we're going to come back again. So inhale, take it back up again. Stretch and look up to the right hand. Exhale, feed it through. We're going to do this 3 times. One more. Inhale, press through the left hand. Take it up, take the hand as far back as you can. And then exhale, feed it through. And this time, pause. Bring the side of the head to the floor or a block. Some of you might find your left foot with your right fingertips. Don't worry that it's nowhere near. Keep the left hand down for support, or maybe extra shoulder opener. Inhale, stretch the left hand up. Exhale, wrap, and then draw the whole shoulder girdle back. So again, we're opening this pectoral muscle area where chest meets the shoulder. And breathe into your whole shoulder girdle, pectoral muscle, and a spinal twist as well. Draw the lower belly back to the spine to support you here. Connect to your pelvic floor, core awareness. And exhale, release the left hand if you wrapped it. Inhale, come back through. And again, one more time. Raise that right hand, take the hand as far back. And then exhale, bring that right hand down, slide the left knee in. We'll just do a cat-cow between sides with the breath. And then if you want that extra leg stretch, take the right leg out to the side. Your inner arch is directly in line with your inner left knee, toes point forward. Lean into the right hand 3 times. We go, move the breath. Inhale, reach the left hand up. Exhale, feed it through. You're kind of controlling the movement with your right hand. Inhale, stretching it up, looking up, bring that left hand back. Exhale, feed through. One more time. Inhale, up, open. Exhale, feed through. Bring the left hand, the left side of the head down. Support. You can keep the right hand where it is, or inhale to raise it up. Exhale, wrap it round. Draw the right shoulder back. Breathe deep. See if you can find space in your right pectoral muscle with your breath. And then on an inhale, raise the right hand. Exhale, bring it down. Press through the right hand and inhale, raise the left hand one more time. Look up and exhale. Lower the left hand, slide the right knee in. Take a cat-cow if you wish, or just pause in the neutral spine. And then we're going to come into Anahatasana, so keep the hips over the knees and walk the hands out and drop the chest. So another chest opening, shoulder opening posture. You can maybe bring the chin to the floor, the forehead to the floor, or forehead to a block if you don't find the floor here. Melt the chest to the floor. Soften the front body. And at the end of your next exhale, walking the hands back in. And we're going to come down to our bellies. We're going to do quite a bit of back bending today. So if you want to just have your knees down, do it with your knees down. If you want to come down from the plank first, then extend the legs out and just have a moment. Because when we open the chest, we also want to be strengthening the chest. So this is really strengthening the chest, plank. Or with the knees down, you're still pushing the floor away, feeling those pectoral muscles switch on now rather than be stretched. Draw the belly up to the spine. And then you can lower down with the knees off the floor if you wish, otherwise bring the knees down. Find Ashtangasana, pause in a breath in Ashtangasana where we bring the chin and the chest down, the shoulders back, and the hips stay high. And then we're going to come to a baby cobra. So just come down to the floor with your hands underneath the shoulders, draw the shoulders away from the ears, just look to the floor. We're just going to pause, take a couple of breaths. And then exhale, lower your forehead down. Bring your hands back a little bit. Inhale, lift up again, but don't use your hands, use your back muscles. This is strengthening the back now to help us open the chest. Keep the gaze to the floor. Couple of breaths. And exhale, lower. You can repeat one of those, or if you feel you can do intimidating cobra, we're going to bring the hands off the mat either side on the fingertips with the elbows high. And then inhale, open up the front body here, press through the fingertips, draw the shoulders back, come up as high as is right for you. You can keep the elbows bent, or if it's too much, repeat one of the other ones. I love this posture for how it opens my chest. One more breath. Exhale, release. Coming down, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift the belly up towards the spine, tuck the toes, either come up to tabletop or maybe even all the way up to plank if you're feeling strong, and then back to downward dog. Spreading the toes, spreading the fingers. And let's challenge ourselves. If it's too much, just take child's pose or stay in normal downward dog. Otherwise, we're just going to walk the toes in about half a foot's length. So just bringing the toes a little bit closer to the hands. We're going to bring the right hand to the center of the mat and take the left hand back to reach for the outside of the right leg. Either above or below the knee or maybe the ankle, and then we're pressing through the right hand and looking underneath the right shoulder. This is a strong opener for that right shoulder. Keep pressing, ground down through both feet, draw the belly to the spine, getting a spinal twist as well. And then release and swap hands. So just bring your left hand to the center of the mat, so you're like a little triangle. Reach the right hand back to the outside of the left leg, wherever you can reach, above the knee, below the knee, ankle, and then focus on the shoulder. Press the floor away with the left hand, look under your left shoulder, feel the work and the opening around that left shoulder, drawing the belly in. Well done. Releasing the hands to the floor. And again, we're just going to come back to the cobra. So either plank or tabletop. Inhale, lower down with your knees on or off the floor. Inhale back to cobra. Shoulders under the, hands under the shoulders. Shoulders drawing back away from the ears. So we're not using our hands at all here. You could even float the hands if you're not sure. We're using our back muscles. Breathe deep. Exhale, lower. Again, bring the hands back a little bit. Inhale, lift up using your back muscles, draw the shoulders back. Breathe as deeply as you can to open the chest with your breath. Press the pubic bone down. Exhale to lower. And then the option of intimidating cobra, hands off the mat on the fingertips. Inhale, press through the fingertips, coming up, draw those shoulders back, open the chest. It's like we're trying to slide the shoulder blades together down the spine. Touching the pectoral muscles with our breath. Exhale, release with control. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toe, lift the belly up to the spine, press up to plank or tabletop, and again back to downward dog. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then at the end of your exhale, we're going to step the feet to the hands, feet underneath the hips. We'll do a forward fold, but we'll add the shoulder variation. So just bring your hands to the lower back and interlace the fingers, and then see if we can lift those hands up or maybe forward, opening the shoulders, bending the knees as much as we need here. And because we don't have the hands on the floor, be very strong in your core and legs. So press down actively through the feet. Draw your lower belly up to the spine, connect to your pelvic floor, drawing up on the perineum, so that we are supported even without our hands here. One more breath. And then bringing the hands to the lower back, take a deep bend in the knees, sink the hips, bring the hands as high up as they'll go. So we're in a deep squat, reaching the hands up like a variation of the chair pose. Sorry, I'm off the screen. And let's see if we can draw the tailbone under and stretch and elongate up through the fingertips. One more breath. And then inhale, straighten. Exhale, bringing the hands to the side. Change the view. Okay. So let's do a little bit of a flow, and we'll put some shoulder openers into our standing postures today as we flow. So before we begin, just bring the shoulders up the ears, back and down, and interlace the fingers, and try to press your knuckles down towards the floor. Drop the tailbone, lifting the chest, breathing into the upper chest, drawing the lower belly in. Release the fingertips, but keep the shoulders back where they are, keeping that chest lovely and open. And then on your next inhale, raise the hands, hips forward, fingertips back, looking up. Exhale, forward fold, dropping the head. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, plank. or tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, lower, elbows in. Inhale, just a back bend here of your choice, maybe upward dog now. Exhale, downward dog. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, look forward and step your right foot between the hands and just spin the back foot so the left toes are in front of the heel. And bending the right knee, we're going to inhale up to warrior one, bringing the palms to touch above the head or shoulder width apart, palms face each other, looking up if the balance allows, strong in the back leg. Going to do some shoulder variations. So inhale here. As you exhale, come into the cactus, resist your own effort as you bring the elbows down into this right angle shape, palms forward, and also bringing your elbows back and your palms, your back of the hands back, really opening the front of that shoulder. And then we're going to just release the hands down, find that interlaced hands position. Inhale, lift up, really open the chest, take a breath here. And as you exhale, come into humble warrior, bring the head to the inside of the right leg, hands come up and over. Another shoulder opener. Use your core and press through the back leg as your anchor. Inhale, release, coming all the way up. Exhale, release the hands down. Come straight to downward dog if you wish, but if you want to put the extra vinyasa between sides in, then feel free. Exhale down. Inhale, open the chest, back bend, exhale, downward dog. So all the vinyasa linking sequences are optional. Skip them if you wish. Just meet us in the next posture. Take child's pose when you need. Okay, so when you're ready, we spin the back foot, turning the right toes out a little bit and step the left foot forward between the hands, bending the left knee. Inhale your way up, warrior one on the other side. So just classic warrior one first, palms together or shoulder width apart, looking up maybe, pressing through the little toe edge of that back foot, the heel of the front foot. Inhale here, and as you exhale, resist your own effort as you draw the arms down into that cactus shape, as if you're trying to squeeze something between the shoulder blades here, bringing the elbows back, fingertips spreading, palms forward. And then release the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, maybe the other little finger on the outside now. Inhale, lift the hands up, open that chest. Exhale into humble warrior. Head to the inside of the left leg, hands come up, maybe forward for some of you. Really anchor back through the little toe edge of the back foot. Draw the navel up to the spine. Swing the left hip back to the center line. Breathe deep. Inhale, open back up, warrior one. And exhale, take the hands down, child's pose, downward dog or plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, open that chest. Exhale, downward dog. Great, just taking a moment here. And at the end of your exhale, look forward, walk, step, jump, feet to the hands. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, dropping the head. Inhale, raise the hands, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the side. Take a breath between rounds. And we'll go again. When you're ready, inhaling the hands up. Reach and stretch. Exhale, forward fold, dropping the head to the shins. Inhale, look up, extend the spine, open the chest here. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend, open the chest. Exhale, downward dog. So remember, you can always just step straight back to downward dog. Take a breath or two here, extend the fingertips dynamically, spread the toes. And then we're going to turn the left toes out, heel in, step the right foot forward. And this time we're coming up to warrior two. So a nice deep bend on that right leg, but we turn to face the long edge of our mat. Make any little adjustments you need with your leg here. Reach through both sets of fingertips, look forward over the middle right finger. Anchor down through the left little toe edge, press through the right heel, lift on the pelvic floor, lower belly in. And again, we're going to add shoulder variation. So inhale, raise the right hand up, drop the fingertips down the spine. Stay here, either bringing the the left fingers on the front of the elbow, pressing up and down, or left hand comes behind and comes up the spine, finding your right fingertips or a strap or your clothes. The chest is still opening the long edge of the mat, possibly leaning back towards your back foot to open that right side of the chest and shoulder a bit more, optional. Breathe deep. One more breath. And then inhale to open. And we'll just swap sides. So we'll turn right foot in, left foot out, hips don't move. Inhale. Exhale, bend the left leg. Turn to look over the middle left finger. Extend dynamically through both sets of fingertips here. And then putting our shoulder variation in. Left arm up close to the ear, fingertips down the spine. Right fingers on the front of the elbow. Or bringing the palm to face behind you. Wiggle your fingertips up the spine with your right hand. And find what you find. You could hold a strap in the left hand if that helps. And then optional, leaning back. Try to keep the armpit open, try to keep the chest open to the long edge of your mat. Press through that left heel, little toe edge of right foot, pelvic floor lifting. Don't forget these details. And then inhale, come up, open the hands wide. We're just going to come all the way back, pivot on the feet to face the front. Take the hands down, come to child's pose or downward dog, or find your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. Take a couple of breaths. Okay, and on this side we'll do something different. We're going to step the right foot in about a foot's length with the toes pointing out, heel in, and step the left foot between the hands. So we should end up with quite a narrower stance with the heels more or less in line. The left toes pointing forward and we're facing, the hips are facing forward. And then we're going to inhale, press ourselves up. And again, come to a shoulder opener if it's available. Come to the reverse prayer here. And if it's not available, hold your elbows or your forearms, whatever you can hold. But try to be moving the shoulder girdle, the whole rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold over that left leg. Trying to keep the legs straight. Have a little bend in the left knee if you need. Use your core to support you. If you're in reverse prayer, try to press the base of the hands together. Rolling those shoulders back. This is a big chest opener as well as a wrist opener. And then using your core, again, we're going to do the same. We'll just pivot. So inhale to come up. Turn to face the back of the mat. So you're now facing your right foot. Left toes are pointing out, heel in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Pressing the heel of the hands together if you're in the reverse prayer. Rolling the shoulders back, everybody. For awareness. Deep breaths. And then inhale to come up once again. Pivot around to the front of the mat. Release your hands. Move your wrists a little bit if you need. And then when you're ready, we're going to plant the hands down, take the left foot back, take the right foot back, tabletop or plank, or straight to downward dog. Otherwise, one more vinyasa, lowering on the exhale, inhaling to the chest opener, back bend, exhaling downward dog. And at the end of the exhale, look forward, walk, step, jump, feet to the hands. Inhale to look up. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, raise the hands above the head. Reach and stretch. Exhale, hands to the side. Take a moment here. And just step the feet hip distance apart for a moment. So we'll just do a couple of balances that work with the shoulders. And before we do that, we'll just do a little simple shoulder opener. So we're just going to bring the left arm across the body, and we're going to use our right arm as a pincer. So you hook the left forearm in the right elbow, or do it above the elbow, see which gives you the biggest stretch, and we just bring the right hand towards our face. We're dropping the shoulders, just breathing into that stretch. This is going to prepare us for one of the balances. Some of you might be working out what it's going to be. Releasing that stretch, just open wide for a moment, maybe try to bring the hands behind you, and then bring your right hand across, use your left elbow as the hook, and bring the left hand towards the face. So you can try, sometimes you get a deeper stretch in front of the elbow or behind the elbow. Try to drop that right shoulder. Breathe into the stretch. And release. So we're going to do two balances. The first one strongly contracts the chest muscle, as we were doing there, and then the second one really opens it. So good combination. So we're going to have a go at the eagle, Garudasana first of all. So balancing on the left leg first, we're going to pick up the right knee high with the foot flex, and then bend the left leg a little bit and cross your right thigh on top of your left thigh as high up the thighs as possible, and some of you might be able to hook the foot behind the left calf. And then we bring the hands in front of us, and we bring the left arm on top of the right, and you can either hug your opposite shoulder here or take Garudasana arms, wrapping the forearms and the hands, lifting the elbows up, pressing the hands forward. You can stay here, or after a couple of breaths, if you fall out, come back in. We're going to exhale and try to bring the elbows towards the knees. But this is optional. If your foot isn't wrapped around the left calf, don't worry, just keep squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, keep crossing the thighs. Find a steady gaze, steady breath. Feel that chest closed and contracted here. And then we'll come out, we'll inhale, open out, and just really open everything out for a moment with the arms and the chest, and then release down. A strong posture, it's a tricky posture, there's a lot going on. And take a moment. If you need a bit longer than I guide, or a bit less, take what you need here. It's a bit of a like opening up a space for you to explore this balance. Because for some of us, we'll get it and we'll just need that extra time to kind of find the balance. And some of us will want to come out sooner. So be in your own practice here. Take at least 5 breaths if you can, 3 to 5 slow deep breaths. Okay, so coming into it, bending the right leg a little bit, picking up the left knee high, crossing the thighs as high up the thighs as possible, maybe hooking the foot. Sometimes I hold the wall and actually use my hand to help me hook the foot, optional. Right arm on top of left, hug opposite shoulder, or take Garudasana arms. Steady gaze, steady breath, lift the elbows, press the hands forward, breathe into your upper back. Stay here, or invitation to fold and bring the elbows towards the knees for full Garudasana, like an eagle watching over the land from its nest. And then when you're ready to come out the way you went in, opening up, and just open the arms wide before you bring everything back down again. And don't worry. A bit of a wobbly one, and just take a moment and we'll go into our opposing chest opener balance. So again, everything's an invitation. We'll start with one balance and you can turn it into the dancer's pose if you wish. Okay, so just to begin with, if you need to kind of ease out the ankles after the last one, then do. And when you're ready, balancing on the left leg first, we're going to pick up the right heel and draw the right heel to the buttock, and just pause here, holding the foot with both hands and dropping the right knee in line with the left, and just getting that lovely quad hip flexor opener. I love doing this. And then we can take it into a chest opener by bringing the left arm up next to the ear, spinning the back hand, so the top of the right foot's resting in the right palm, pressing the right foot into the palm as we take the weight forward, keeping the left upper arm close to the ear, Keeping the hips facing forward if we can. Keep rolling that right hip forward if you can. Right leg's working hard to move the right shoulder back. So pressing right foot into hand, draws the right shoulder back, gives you that big chest pectoral opener. When you're ready to come out, come back through the heel to the buttock for a moment and release. And again, when we do these balances, just kind of be in your own timing with it, just with opening this space for you to explore this posture. You don't have to match me. So when you're ready, other side, heel to buttock, picking up that left foot, squeezing the heel to the buttock, dropping the left knee, dropping the tailbone, getting that big release on the front thigh, left thigh and hip. Turning it into the shoulder opener, right upper arm close to the ear, spin the back hand, so you're holding the big toe edge of the left foot, top of the left foot presses into the left palm, which draws that left shoulder back, which massively opens the left chest and pectoral muscle. We breathe into that space we've created, trying to roll the left hip forward. If your hips are turning to the left, bring them to face forward again if you can. Left heel away from buttock, coming back. Bringing heel to buttock one more time if you can, and release. And take a moment to breathe. Okay, so we'll come back down onto our bellies, I think, and we'll open the chest a little bit more. So you can just lie down, otherwise one last time, we're going to inhale at the front of the mat, raising the hands, exhale, forward fold, inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, plank or tabletop. Inhale, exhale, lower down, all the way to the belly. Coming straight into the sphinx. Bring the elbows forward underneath the shoulders. Great, so we've got the forearms parallel, elbows under the shoulders, and we're opening the chest by pulling the hands towards the body, squeezing something between the shoulder blades, drawing the shoulder blades down the spine, pressing the pubic bone into the mat. Okay, so you're welcome to repeat this posture. We're going to do another back bend after this, and you can just repeat the Sphinx. Exhale, lower down. Take a moment, maybe the forehead on the back of the hands. So, as I said, take your choice. You can repeat the Sphinx or maybe do the Cobra again, maybe the intimidating Cobra. Otherwise, we're going to have a go at the bow, which is a bit like doing a two-legged dancer's pose in terms of how it opens the chest. So we're going to just bring the forehead to the floor, lift the heels towards the buttock, reach the hands back for the front of the ankle. You can choose to point or flex the feet. I like to flex. And try to bring your knees and your feet towards each other. Try not to let them go too wide as you come up. So just like the dancer's pose, the action begins in the legs. So we push the ankle into the hand, which draws the shoulders back, opens the chest, opens the pectoral muscles. We don't need to be high off the floor to feel that big opening. It's strong work in the legs. You should feel this in the thighs. Breathe as deeply as you can into the upper chest, 3 to 5. Or 5 if you can, slow deep breaths. And when you're ready to come out, coming out, kind of in your own time, releasing down, turn a cheek to the side, bring the hands to the side, take rest at the back, relax here, maybe wobbling the hips side to side. And then we'll just try that intimidating Cobra one more time to see how it feels now we're not warming up, we're a bit more open. If you want to, again, repeat any of the other postures, Sphinx, Baby Cobra, then do so. Otherwise, fingertips on the fingertips, off the mat, elbows bent, feet together, press through the hands, lift up. This time we're going to stay for about 5 slow deep breaths, drawing the shoulders down. Enjoying that lovely stretch of the belly, all the way down to the pubic bone and the chest. Keep feeling like you're squeezing something between the shoulder blades and sliding the shoulder blades down towards the sacrum. And exhale, using your hands for control. Slowly lower yourself down. And just turn the other cheek to the floor. Relax the shoulders, hands by the sides. And while we're lying on our belly, we'll just do that interesting prone shoulder opener. Haven't done it for a while. So I will guide us through it. So we're going to extend the left arm out to the left with the palm down, and the left arm is just in line with the shoulder. If you know you've got a really tight shoulder, bring the hand lower, bring it closer to the side, but otherwise out in line with the shoulder. Right hand is just underneath the right shoulder on the floor. We're going to press through the right hand and roll to the left. So we're coming onto our left side. And you might already feel this is a strong stretch. I forgot to say, sorry, to have a block handy to rest your head on, because it can be uncomfortable in the neck to have it hovering. If you don't feel much, you could bend your right leg and bring the right foot down behind your buttocks. This might increase the stretch in the front of that left shoulder. If you still don't feel anything, do the same with the left leg. Bring the sole of the left foot, bend left leg to the floor. And that will roll you further over towards the left, sorry. And breathe. If it's too much, skip this one. It can be a bit intense. Take some slow, deep breaths. And then when we're ready to come out, you're going to just, if you bent the left leg, slide the left leg out. If you bent the right leg, stack the right leg on top of the left leg. So we come out in stages. Roll yourself back to the center. Take a moment, maybe forehead on the hands. If anybody's confused or unsure, please feel free to unmute and ask. I can't see many of you on the floor, but hopefully you've understood. Okay, so we'll try the other side. Right arm out in line with the shoulder, or as I say, if it's too much, bring it closer to the side. Bring it lower down. Left hand underneath the shoulder, you can see more clearly this side. We press through the left hand, roll to the right. We've got our block handy, hopefully, to rest the head on, so we're not just dangling that neck awkwardly. And we just feel into it. How's this? We're opening this right pectoral area. If we've got space for more, we bend the left leg, bring the sole of the left foot down behind the buttocks, and get a bit deeper into that chest and shoulder opener on the right shoulder. Maybe we bend the right leg and bring the sole of the right foot to the floor. This is where it starts to get quite intense. And your left hand is there for control. We'll just keep it here because we didn't change it on the other side. So keep the left hand on the floor. Breathe into that stretch. Opens around the back of the shoulder blade as well as the front of the chest and shoulder. Okay, and we'll come out the way we went in stages. You can slide the right leg out, slide the left leg on top of the right leg, coming back onto your belly, bringing the hands in, just resting the forehead on the back of the hands for a moment. Or bringing the hands to the side and turning a cheek to the side, whatever feels better here. Strong openers. Great, and then bringing both hands underneath the shoulder and press through, bring yourself up, and we'll just take a counter pose, coming back to a child's pose with the arms extended, rocking the head, just breathing into the back of the body, breathing into the space behind the heart. Remember, when we open the heart, we need to open the front of the chest and the back of the heart. Maybe at this stage you want to bring the hands back towards the feet and let the shoulders just drop. Or if it feels good, keeping them extended, keep them extended. And slowly bringing yourself up to a kneeling position. You might, if you're right at the back of your mat, you might need to just come forward. We're going to stay kneeling. We're going to do kind of a half camel. What I find about this version of camel is that it focuses much more on the chest opening. When we do full camel, it's a very strong lower back opener, and sometimes it's hard to access that deep chest opener. But when we do it like this, it's kind of all about the chest. So we're in a kneeling position, we bring the hands back, a little gap between the fingertips, which facing forward, and the heels. And then just like camel, we lift the hips. Try to inwardly rotate your inner thighs. So you feel like you're squeezing a block. If it feels safe to do so, drop the head all the way back, or you can keep the chin in. But here, we can just access this front of the chest, front of the shoulder opener a bit more. So really breathe into the upper chest. Lift those hips. Breathe deep in a way that sometimes it's hard to do in full camel. And slowly lower the hips down. Bring yourself back up to kneel. Just take a moment, bring the hands onto the thighs. So sometimes I really like to do this as my camel, but we will just kind of compare for those of us that want to. So we'll do another one, and if you really enjoyed that, just repeat the kind of half camel or baby camel. If you want to compare and contrast and come into a full camel or towards full camel, then you come up to the high kneel. It's actually a very different posture mechanically in the body. But for those of you who have kind of lower back issues, you can do the baby one to get the front opener without getting this strong compression in the lower back. But if we're happy to do the full camel, we'll just do a preparatory posture and then optional full camel. So first of all, hands on the hips. Use your thumbs or your hands to press the hips forward and feel like you're extending the spine away from that. So we're trying to bring the lower ribs away from the hip bones, get as much length between hips and rib bones. And grounding down through the knees, through the shins, extending away. Breathing into that. And bringing ourselves back up. Okay, so at this point, go back to half camel, or we're going to do that again, and you can release the hands to the feet for camel, maybe tucking the toes under, make it easier. So round down, extend away, create space between the ribs and the hip bones, drop the hands back. We have to use our strength of our abdominals a little bit as we come back, but then we find the feet, and then we press down through the top of the feet and the knees, and we take the hips forward, and then drop the head, and try to get the same chest opening feeling as you did in the half camel if you're doing full camel, by lifting the space behind the heart. Whichever posture you've chosen, some deep breaths, and when you're ready to come out, we'll meet in a kneeling position. So if you're in the full camel, you need to work a little bit harder to come out, lead with the hips, let the head come up last, slowly come down to kneel. Okay. Let's take a moment with the hands on the thighs, drop the tailbone, and be a way of neutralizing the spine after that back bend. So try not to be in a back bend here. Try to drop, connect to the core, find the neutral curves in the spine. Breathe into the lower back, breathe into the space behind the heart. We're going to counter with a twist and then a forward fold. Excuse me. So dropping your hips to the side. You're going to extend the left leg forward and bring the sole of the right foot to the outside of the left knee, pressing out through that left heel. Lift up through the spine, twist from the navel towards the right leg, right hand behind you. Just a gentle twist. We're countering the back bend. Just hug the right knee into the left crook of the elbow. Look over your right shoulder. And then gently unwind. Extend the right leg, so we've got the phone, bend the left knee, bring the left sole of the left foot to the outside of the right knee now. And then again, lifting up through the spine, twist from the navel towards the bent leg, hug the knee and the crook of the elbow, left hand behind. Don't forget the right leg, right foot. Lift up through the spine. And even here, we can use the breath to expand and open the chest. The chest should feel nice and broad when we twist, where possible. Try not to close the chest down. And at the end of your exhale, unwind, release the left leg to join the right leg. And we're going to take a forward fold. So sitting on a block if you need, inhale, stretch up, exhale, forward fold. Let the hands find whatever they find here, legs or feet. Drop the head, breathe into the space behind the heart. So we're opening the whole of the upper back, chest area, front and back. Now you'll feel the chest close down, contracted, and this is allowing us to open the muscles in the upper back. But really just allow the head to drop. Relax the shoulders. Keep the lower belly aware and awake for awareness. And one more deep breath. And at the end of the exhale, slowly come up. Because of our focus, we're going to do Svanasana, the counter pose. So we're going to bring the hands back. If you prefer upward tabletop, bend the knees. Otherwise, with the legs straight, we lean into the hands, bring the shoulders forward, press, lift the hips, and try to press the big toes towards the floor and drop the head back if it feels safe to do so. So there's an inward rotation of the legs here. Press, press, press through those hands, open the shoulders, open the chest, breathe into the front body. And exhale, lowering with control, bringing the hips down, bring yourself back up to Dandasana, spine to vertical just for a moment. Neutral spine. Great, and then we'll come down to the floor. So just in your own time, just gently lower down, find your way onto your back. And let's just take a happy baby as a kind of, we're counter posing, back bend, forward fold, back bend, forward fold. So just to counter that back bend, take happy baby here, holding the outer edges of the feet, just opening the lower back here. Slow, deep breath. Okay, and then releasing the feet to the buttocks, bring the feet to the floor. Feet close to the buttocks, hip distance apart. So let me just show you a variation that you could explore, or even two variations, because we've really opened the chest and the shoulders a lot. So we can just come up and do a normal Setu Bandhasana, but some of you might be able to, it's a bit tricky, you can reach both hands around one ankle. Quite tricky. It's not going to be for everyone. Don't injure yourself. Don't force something that's not appropriate, but it's a big shoulder opener. And then, of course, we have to swap. So you can either come down and come back up, or you can swap upright as I'm just doing here. So that's option number one. It's a bit weird. And the other thing is, how does this work? Gosh, I haven't done this for ages. We come up onto, that's it. We come up onto our head. And then once we're on our head, we can take like headstand hands and interlace the hands around the back of the head. I can't remember the name of this posture, but it's a very strong shoulder chest opener, and I absolutely love it if I'm feeling open enough to do it. Obviously, don't force yourself. So I can talk us into that one. We'll do the first one, and then there's an option to do that. So if you're already going, that's fine, but otherwise, Bringing the heels into the buttocks, just come up to normal supported bridge, interlacing the hands below the back. So just take some breaths here. And if you want to explore holding one ankle with both hands, you'll soon know if it's for you or not. You might not even be able to get the same hand to reach to the front of the same ankle, and then you know it's not for you. You might be able to reach that hand, but then the other hand, getting that to the front of the ankle is a whole different story, and it might cramp you in that side. So just don't overdo it, but it's just there because it's a lovely shoulder opener if it does work for you. Don't force what's not appropriate. And then you can either come down and do the same with the other side, or swap whilst you're still up. Those who are coming down, just rest or take another supported bridge in your own time, just while everybody catches up. Because there's an invitation for one more. Okay, how's everybody? I can't quite see all of you. So if you would like one more back bend challenge, you could just repeat any of that. Or you can come to like the halfway house to wheel, where you bring the hands underneath the shoulders. You need to do this if you want to go into the posture whose name I've forgotten. So you press through the hands under the shoulders and lift yourself up onto the crown of the head. And again, you'll soon know if this is appropriate for you or not. So if it feels awful, just come back to supported bridge. If it feels like the edge of your limit, just stay here. But if you feel quite comfortable here, try bringing one elbow down and bringing your hand to the back of the head, and then the other elbow, and interlace the hands around the back of the head. It's very strong opener on the shoulders, so it's not going to be for all of you, but maybe one or two of you might be up for this. You'll soon know. Okay, and then it's lovely to kind of press through the legs a bit. Otherwise, we're in the halfway house to wheel. Maybe you push up to wheel, and when you are complete with your back bend explorations, just roll the spine back down to the mat, and we'll all do a nice lengthy counter pose. Well done. Just discharge that nervous energy from all the back bending. But sometimes, if we've really prepped to open the shoulders and the chest, it's a good opportunity to just perhaps explore something you've not explored before. Or not. Okay, so let's just make sure we close down after all that opening. So just bending the knees, breathing into the back, relaxing the back. Relaxing the jaw. Stretch the legs up to the ceiling, stretch the arms overhead. Take a couple of big breaths here. And then bending the knees, taking the hands forward, give yourself a hug, holding the back of the knees or interlacing the hands on the foundation. And just stay still for a few breaths. Breathing space into the lower back. And then maybe you want to rock side to side a little bit or take circles on the sacrum, or maybe it just feels delicious to just stay here still. Take a few more breaths. Let your jaw is released, your face is relaxed. And then we're going to revisit the twist we did at the start, and it might feel quite different now, maybe. So keep hold of your right leg and extend your left leg. So just give yourself that hug of the right knee to the right side of the chest again, pushing out through the left heel. And then we use the left hand to draw the right knee across the body, over to the left, and we extend the right arm away, and we look over the right shoulder. Right foot is either supported by the floor or the left leg, or some kind of support. So I'm just going to add a couple of extra details options here. First, I'm not sure my leg's on the screen, but you can extend your right leg and maybe find your right foot with your left fingers on the floor. Then cat's tail, you can bend the left leg so the heel comes up towards the buttock, reach your right hand down and you have to lift the foot up to find the top of the foot. So you could find left foot with right hand and then drop that right shoulder back down to the floor so the right chest is looking up to the ceiling. These are both optional. You can just stay with that simple one-legged supine twist, which is great chest opener and spinal twist. But optional hand foot finds if you wish. 3 slow deep breaths. And then if you've got the left foot, just gently release the left foot, gently release the right foot, bend the right knee if it's straight. Gradually just roll yourself back to the center, nice and easy. Just come to central alignment for a moment, just check you're centrally aligned. And then we'll go to the other side. So just hug that left knee into the chest first of all, pushing out through the right heel. Give yourself a good squeeze here. And then using your right hand, draw the left thigh across the body over to the right. Left arm extends away, you can look over the left shoulder. Try to make sure the left foot is supported in some way possible, or the left leg, maybe a bolster. And just take those lovely slow deep breaths. Feel this opening around the left chest, pectoral muscle. And then again, those options, you could straighten the left leg and find the foot with the right fingertips. You could bend the right leg, take the left hand down and find the top of the right foot with the left hand and release the left shoulder back to the floor. Probably look up to the ceiling at that point. The cat's tail. Whatever shape you're in, slow deep breaths. If you've taken some of the variations and it compromises your breathing, you can't relax, then I would say just skip it. We're on the wind down. We're on the releasing part of the class. So we don't want to be challenging ourselves beyond what we can breathe fully through. That's our guide now. Slow, deep, releasing breaths. So much tension gathers in the upper back, the shoulders, the chest, the neck. So hopefully we've moved a lot of that stuck energy this evening. Now we want to breathe out what's ready to leave. Releasing breaths. And then if you've got the right foot with the left hand, gently release the left foot. If you've got it, bend the left knee if it's straight. Come back to the center. Again, centrally aligned position. Just pick up the feet. So we're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana this time. So we bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. If you can't hold the tops of the feet, hold the ankles, but try to keep the toes touching, or even the knees, but try to keep the toes touching. Heels are close to the groin. And just bringing the knees together. Hug the knees in again. Maybe just bring the head up towards the knees. Just squeeze yourself into a tight ball for a moment. And then release. Just bring the feet to the floor with the knees bent. Before we come into Shavasana, let's just take the arms straight up to the ceiling. Cross the left arm in front of the right, as high up the arms as possible, and just let the hands drop. So you end up kind of holding your opposite shoulder, and the elbows more or less pointing up. And it's like we're giving ourselves a hug here. And we're also just stretching and opening the upper back one more time. So give yourself a hug. Feel the warmth of your arms on your chest. Feel that lovely stretch around the back. Slow, deep breaths, releasing breath. And we'll just do the same the other way. So release, take the hands up to the ceiling again. The hands are straight above the shoulders. Cross the right arm in front of the left now, as high up the arms as possible. They cross. And then we just let the arms drop towards the opposite shoulder. So your elbow should be more or less pointing up to the ceiling. And you're hugging yourself. And it should feel quite good. It's proven when we hug, when we receive or give a hug, we release endorphins, the feel-good hormones, oxytocin. So we can kind of do it to ourselves. We can release those feel-good hormones for giving ourselves a hug. The warmth, the touch, support. And gently release, bring yourself into Shavasana. Get comfortable. Be warm. And just let go, maybe taking one more full breath all the way up to the collarbones and sighing it out, releasing, and just really allowing your back, especially your upper back, your shoulders, to drop heavily into the mat, shoulder blades dropping heavily into the mat. And just let any breath control go, just enjoy the space you've created, the movement you've created in your upper chest, your heart space, your back, your shoulders. Feeling the aliveness of this area of your body. And just let go of all effort. As always, if you have time for a longer Shavasana, then please take it. you wish to close the class with me, start to deepen your breath. To move the body with small movements. And maybe some stretches. And just gently and gradually return to seated in your own time. Nose closing with me, bringing the palms together, closing the eyes. Expression of gratitude to yourself for practicing this evening with your body, your breath, anything else you're grateful for in this moment. Closing the practice with gratitude, expansive feeling. And feel complete. Opening the eyes again. Thank you for sharing practice this evening. Namaste.